I heard about this man. He was 35, unmarried. And one day his good friend said, what's going on with you? How come you're not married? He said, you didn't find any good woman you would like to marry? And he said, oh no, on the contrary, I found many great women that I would like to marry. But then I bring them home, and my mother doesn't like them. So the friend thinks for a minute and said, I think what you have to do is you have to find a woman who is just like your mother. And you will see that she will like her. And then he said, okay, that's a good idea. Okay. A few months later, they meet again. And said, so did you find the perfect woman? Did your mother like her? Then the friend said, you know what? Your idea was fantastic. I found a woman just like my mother, and she loved her. So what's the problem? Now my father doesn't like her. Now, I want to talk to you about it's all mine now. It's all mine now. And yeah, it is inspired from this week's Parsha. And this week's Parsha starts, as I mentioned before when we were reading Torah, starts with the death of Sarah. Sarah was buried, and Abraham decided that it was a good time for Isaac, for Yitzchak, to be married. But for some reason, this is beyond the scope of this sermon, for some reason, Abraham didn't want Isaac to leave his homeland. So Abraham sends a servant to a different city, to the city of Aram Naharaim, to find a suitable wife for Isaac. So this servant, according to the Midrash, his name was Eliezer, and he goes to this land, to the land of Aram Naharaim, with a mission to find a wife for Isaac. And he takes it very seriously. Very seriously. I wish we would have more in the Torah about Eliezer, because his personality, his character was outstanding. He took his mission so seriously that when he goes there, the first thing he does is to pray to God, the God of Abraham. He prays to God for a suitable woman for Isaac. And why do I say that it's amazing? Because even Jacob, when he leaves to go to the same place many years in the future, when he leaves, Jacob wasn't even sure that God was around everywhere he went. His faith wasn't as strong as Eliezer. He goes there, he prays, and as part of this prayer to God, he created a test for the perfect candidate. And he said that the test will be that he will be standing next to a well of water, and he will ask the woman if she can give him water. And whoever said that I will give you and your camels water, that will be the right one. And as soon as he finished praying to God, Rebecca shows up, and she is the one offering Eliezer water to him, but not just to him. She offered herself out of her own strength to prepare water for all their animals. And that is an amazing thing, So the rabbis ask, why this test? Well, because sometimes one of the best proofs of character that you have for a human being is to get somebody who goes far and beyond what is the norm, to do an act of kindness, an act of chesed. Because if you go somewhere and you ask for water after a long journey at the desert, I guess everybody will offer you water. But Rebecca, she was far and beyond. She could have said, yes, I will give you water, but please ask your own men to take the water for the animals. No. She said, I will do it for you. I will go far and beyond of the norm. And Eliezer said, she is the one. But now is the other side of the coin. Because now, back in the day, they had to arrange for the marriage. So Eliezer needs to talk to Rebecca's father. And when Eliezer is talking to Rebecca's father, now he has to describe to this man how Isaac is. Is he a good candidate for his daughter? Are they going to be a good match? Is it going to be a good marriage? Well, the way Eliezer described Isaac is very interesting. And he said, well, Abraham has given Isaac all that he possesses. A quick reading of that verse may make you think that what Eliezer is saying, Isaac is a wealthy man, right? Now, in one day, he's going to inherit all of Abraham's money. So, of course, it's a good match. But the rabbis are very careful when they read the verse, because the verse says that Abraham has given Isaac all that he possesses. That, of course, means one day he's going to inherit the money. But if he will be talking just about the money and the properties, that wouldn't be all that Abraham possesses. That will be just a part of it. The fact that it says all that Abraham possesses means all the physical things, but also all the values that made Abraham famous. And it looks like, if you would read the Torah, that Abraham was well known in the whole area for his character. He was considered an extraordinary human being. And now Eliezer is telling Bethuel, which is Rebekah's father, that yes, it's a great match for your daughter because he possesses all the good and fine qualities that Abraham possesses. Now, this is amazing because now you can understand why they will be such a good match for each other. Two people with very strong values. But the interesting thing is, Judaism always says that when you find the partner in life, you have to be sure to look at good qualities, good values. Because what happens is when you live with somebody, you're influencing each other. When we are struggling, who is the first person that comes to give us counsel, to give us advice, to support us? Our spouse, our partner. So that's why it's very important. Is your partner somebody who is lifting you up, who is giving you good advice? Or is somebody who, on the contrary, is pushing you down and is constantly giving you bad advice? Because the rabbis explain that whoever is next to us, whoever is around us, is constantly influencing us, and at the same time, we are influencing them. And that will be a good sermon up to there, to let you know that whenever you find a partner, you have to be careful of the qualities of the person. But I think this theme goes beyond that, because otherwise this parsha will be appropriate only for people who are looking for a spouse and nobody else. But we know that the Torah speaks to every individual. So it's something more in here. And the rabbis say that that's something else is the fact that we have to understand from here that we are influenced by everything that is around us, and the same way that we are influencing everyone around us, not only our partner. And the thing is, and here is where we have to be careful of what is the source of our influence. Because you have to think, where do you spend most of your time during the day? Because eventually, that is going to become you. That is going to become what you possess. All that is going to be you. What do? You spend all the time, I don't know, on a TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, social media, maybe? Have you ever heard the expression, oh, I think you're married to your cell phone? And then all of a sudden, the words of this week's Parsha takes it to the next level. Oh, I think you're married to your work. And all of a sudden, the words of the Parsha takes the totally different significance. Because at the end of the day, whatever we marry will influence in our lives. And in the same way that we have to be very careful on our spouse, we have to be very careful, so to speak, to other things that we marry in life. What kind of literature we read, what kind of movies we watch, what kind of lectures we attend. Because at the end of the day, everything is becoming part of our lives. So We do have to find a good spouse, a good partner in this life. But at the same time, we have to be very careful of everything else that we choose to be with us every day. And that goes all the way from what we read, what we watch, what we listen. Because what the Torah is saying is that we have to dedicate our time to find things that it will lift us up and not things that they are going to weight us down. We have enough things of those in life to keep adding to those things from everything that we actually choose to spend the time with. So let this parsha be a reminder that sometimes we have to spend a little bit more time being sure that everything that has an influence in our lives is just like Abraham or just like Rebecca, a good source of good values. Shabbat Shalom.